Class 12. Rajlakshmi, thank you. I am fine. So I hope all of you can see the board. Right? So it's 12 arts and we are dealing with history. Okay. So, yes. Now what happened, that till the last day we were using the smart board for the classes. That means I used to look in the corner with my eyes to see your messages, to see your chat or your reactions and answers. But today, I don't know why, maybe due to this NEET and all, they have provided the desktop. The desktop computers they have provided. So I have to look down. And you will feel that I am not looking at you and I am closing my eyes and talking to you. But no, time to time as I will check your messages, check your chats, I'll down my eyes. Don't feel that I am sleeping and don't feel sleepy yourself also. Okay. Okay, so what we were dealing with the nationalism, right? And I remember that we were dealing with non-cooperation movement, right? Just tell me whether we were dealing with non-cooperation movement or not. Yes. Okay, so non-cooperation, last day I hope that I have discussed the Khilafat movement. So non-cooperation movement, which we will discuss today. So we have said or we have seen that in the year 1920-21 the non-cooperation movement started, and as the non-cooperation movement started, the whole India, they started to jump in the movement and they join in the movement in a very spontaneous way. Okay, and the spontaneous way was that they were boycotting all the British goods, boycotting all the British schools, colleges and universities, and not only that, they were dealing with they were also creating or maintaining some new institutes or new factories which were for the people to continue with it. Means that they have started some Indian factories, Indian industries, Indian schools, colleges and everything. Like what happened in the year 1905 after the Bengal partition, which was known as Swadeshi. So, non-cooperation movement of Gandhiji, which was the first mass movement of India, and with the non-cooperation movement definitely came up with the idea of non-violence, and it also became one of the major satyagrahas of the country, but it actually followed the Swadeshi and boycott idea, which earlier in 1905 it was followed, right? And it had different effects in different areas. Like in rural areas, people, they could not understand that why people are doing this non-cooperation movement. Because see, in a rural area, that time there was no WhatsApp, there was no internet, there was nothing else, right? So it was very difficult for the rural area to perfectly understand the idea of non-violence and the idea of satyagraha, as well as the idea of non-cooperation movement. They heard something from someone, then they discussed among themselves and they made it in their own way. And in many cases, in many of the cases, what we can see is this, that in the rural areas, the nature of non-cooperation movement was quite different. Non-cooperation style and non-cooperation movement can be seen in rural areas, because in the rural areas, enemy to them was not the Britishers always, because most of the rural people, they have never met any British people. They have never met, they have never seen any British people, because they are the rural area, and the Britishers, they never go deep into rural areas of India. So to them, the enemies are the Indians, the Indian zamindars, the Indian police officers, the Indian Jivanangshu. If you can see me, then it's your connection problem, because I can see myself here. The video is there, Ashmita, please check it. The video is there, Ashmita, I can see myself. Please disconnect and then join. I can see myself. Yes. Yes, ma'am, I can see. Jivanangshu, till now you can see. Yes, Alka. That means Alka's net connection is good. The video is perfectly going on. Yes, the video is still there and the mic audio is also there. For connections, dear students. Okay, so please check it. Because I can see myself here. So what I was telling, that in the rural areas, the nearest or the next enemy to the rural people were always the Indians. Either Indian zamindars, landlords, moneylenders, police officers, forest ranger officer, anyone. But it was an Indian man who was implementing the laws of the Britishers. And as the rural people, they have never met a British people, to them this Indian was the only problem to them. Okay. So this was the serious issue in the rural areas. That's why in the rural area, the nature of non-violence movement or the non-cooperation movement was quite different than the city areas. Okay. And in the city areas, what was the scenario? In the city areas, the scenario was quite different. In the city areas, people understood very well that what actually is meant by the non-cooperation movement and what actually is meant by the non-violence movement. So, in that case, they stopped going to the offices, they stopped going to the universities, colleges, schools, and stopped buying British products. So, actually what Gandhiji wanted as a non-cooperation movement, that was seen or that could be seen in the city areas, not in the rural areas. Understood? And that was a reason, or that is the reason why actually the movement got aborted. The movement got stopped. Why? Because in the year 1922, in the month of February, in the year 1922, at a place, at a village called Chauri Chaura, which was in Uttar Pradesh and Gorakhpur district, at the village called Chauri Chaura, police started a lathi charge on a group of peaceful satyagrahis. Police started a lathi charge, and as police started a lathi charge, the satyagrahis, they became very angry. And as they became very angry, they regrouped later on that day, that particular day. They again regrouped and went to the police station. They locked the police station from outside and set it to fire. So, the police station burnt, and along with the police station, there were 22 policemen who were burnt alive inside the police station. They could not come out of the station, and among those 22 policemen, there were some Indians too. So this was a huge act of violence. So as soon as this news of violence went or spread to Gandhiji, Gandhiji immediately stopped the non-cooperation movement. He did not listen to anyone else. Nehruji was there, Subhashji was there. They constantly told that, Bapu, this is the time when the Britishers are getting the economic blow. And if we continue this non-cooperation movement for a long time, a little bit longer time, then maybe what we wanted, that we wanted a Swaraj, what we wanted, that would be granted to us. Because as the British products have been boycotted by the Indians, the Britishers, they are getting an economic blow. And they always remember that the Britishers, they came to India as an economic purpose. They were merchants and they came to India in the trading matters, right? Okay. So that is why these young leaders like Jawaharlal Nehru and Subhash Chandra Bose, they constantly told Gandhiji about this problem and told that this is not the right time to stop it. But Gandhiji was very confirmed about his decision. So he said that no, he is going to stop the movement immediately. Why? Because he felt that my country, means his country, means India, is actually not ready for the non-cooperation movement. His country, means India, is not ready to understand the meaning of satyagraha, the meaning, the philosophy of non-violence. They could not understand. And if they could not understand the meaning of non-cooperation, if they could not understand the meaning of non-violence, then how this group of people will rule themselves? Because ruling or getting freedom is not only the point that we are getting independence from a foreign rule. As soon as we get the freedom, as soon as we get the independence from the foreign rule, the whole burden of ruling comes over us. And then we can realize the actual pressure. And Gandhiji believed that Indians are not ready yet to handle that pressure. He thought, he felt that it is time to reconstruct the rural areas. It is time to make them understand that what actually is the meaning of satyagraha, what actually is the meaning of non-cooperation and no violence. So what he did, he abruptly stopped the non-cooperation movement and he went to the rural areas for a reconstruction procedure or reconstruction what we can say, agenda, and the whole Indian national movement came to a sudden vacuum, came to a sudden stop at the time of 1922. Understood? Any questions, any queries? Class 12? Any questions, any queries? Others? Alka, Ashmita and all? No. Okay. So actually when the non-cooperation movement was stopped? When the non-cooperation movement was stopped? When did the non-cooperation movement stop? 1922. Very good, Riddhi. And why? 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 Due to the Chauri Chaura violence. Yes, Alka, it's good that due to the Chauri Chaura incident, Ashmita right, Chauri Chaura massacre, Chauri Chaura incident, Chauri Chaura violence. Okay? Anything? Jyotirmoy not with the, it is due to. Okay, Jyotirmoy, in 1922, due to the Chauri Chaura incident, or incident, not incidents. Very good. So Chauri Chaura incident was the reason to stop, to abort the non-cooperation movement. Okay. So now what happened to the Indian national movement next? So that we will see. As soon as Gandhiji departed from the national background, as soon as Gandhiji departed from the national background or the national movement background, there was a vacuum created. And in that vacuum, there was no one, there was no other leader to lead them. So that was a problem for everyone. People, like one example is this, that a man whose name you know, that he was known, he is Bhagat Singh. When this non-cooperation movement was going on, Bhagat Singh was a little boy. And Bhagat Singh, from a very childhood, he was very enthusiastic about doing some work for his nation. He loved his nation and he hated the British government, which was common in everyone during that period. We actually can't understand the tension, we actually can't understand the emotion people felt during that time. So Bhagat Singh was one of them, and Bhagat Singh that time was a child. So he very enthusiastically, he used to burn all the British goods, he used to take part in picketing, he used to take part in everywhere. But when suddenly Gandhiji stopped this non-cooperation movement, like everyone, Bhagat Singh also, he became very sad that everything was going in a very good mode. Everyone was in a mode of revolution, that we have to do this for our country. But suddenly everything was stopped. So the salaried people, they started joining their work, they started going back to their offices, and so on and so on. So there was a whole vacuum that was created during this particular time. So in this time there was debates going on in the International Congress, that what should be the policy of fighting against the Britishers, that we should do movements like non-cooperation movement, or we should do something else. And in that case, two persons, they are Motilal Nehru. He is the father of Jawaharlal Nehru. So Motilal Nehru and C.R. Das. C.R. Das is Chittaranjan Das and is well known by his pseudonym, that is the Dinabandhu Chittaranjan Das. So these people, Motilal Nehru and C.R. Das, they say that if we want to give a blow to the British government, we have to do it within the system. What does it mean? That they say that Britishers, they rule India in a perfectly created ruling system. They have a parliament, they have a system, they have a legislative assembly, they have everything. But if we boycott them, then they don't care. If we don't go to the legislative assembly, they don't care. If we don't buy British products, they don't care. But if we, the Indians, be present in the assembly, be present in the parliament and raise our voice constantly, and constantly if we interrupt the job of the government, then maybe the problem will be heard. Maybe the government will listen to us. What does it mean? That, for example, I am taking your class. You 44 students are present today and I am taking your class. You are saying that, ma'am, please don't take our class today. We have an exam in the next period. We have an exam in the next period, so please give us some time to study. But I am very adamant. I am saying that no, my class is also important. So you have to study in my class also and I am going to teach you. So I am starting to teach you. And then suddenly within the class you start making noise by reading the books of your next period's exam. For example, if it is geography, you start reading the geography book in front of me in a very loud manner. Then will it be possible for me, is a ratio of 1:44, to take the class of 44 students while I am only shouting, and when I can see the 44 other students are shouting in their reading and in some other subject? Is it possible for me to teach my subject accordingly, my rule? Is it possible? What do you think? No. So it is one part of yours that you are not cooperating with me, right? But you are not going away, that you are not leaving the class. I have told you that if you want to leave the class, you leave the class and don't come. But as I am present, I'll teach you. But you are not leaving the class. But you are staying inside the class. People can see you from outside that you are sitting and you are studying. You have all your books open. You are studying, but I cannot teach you. Why? Because you are reading the next period's exam book in a loud manner, which is not audible from outside. People can see that yes, they are reading. They all have book in front of them. They all are reading, but ma'am is standing still. That means the ma'am is not teaching, but the students are studying. So in this way, if I am the British government and you are the Indians, and if the classroom is an assembly, then think of the scenario. That you are entering to the assembly and you are shouting, you are making noise, you are creating nuisance in the assembly, in the parliament, and you are not giving chance to the Britishers to take any policy against you. It is possible, right? So it is another way of fighting in a non-violent way, but within the system. It is not a protest, it is not a movement, it is nothing else, but it is a protest, it is a movement within the system, right? So C.R. Das and Motilal Nehru, they came out of Congress during this time and founded their party known as Swaraj Party. They founded their party known as Swaraj Party, and they favored that they should take part in the elections and they should go to the legislative assemblies, and within the center, being a member of the center, they should oppose all the rules and regulations and laws and everything of the British government. That was another way of protesting in a non-violent way. Any questions? So, if you don't have any questions, so I'll stop here today, and next day means tomorrow I'll continue with after that. Any questions? This chapter I'm going a little bit slow because lots and lots of events and movements and people are there which is needed to be mentioned. When there was no time, I had to hurry up to finish the syllabus, but now this year I'm not in a hurry, so I'll go in a very slow pace. Try to understand the situation, try to relate that with your book, and the next day come up. Okay. So Jivanangshu and Alka, they replied, no ma'am. Any others? Fine. So with this, I end my class here. So tomorrow we will start with the next part. Okay. So thank you and bye bye.